What's causing the excess humidity under the house is the condensate line from the air conditioning unit is about 5 inches from the wall there. You can see it drip, I think. And what's happening is it's just pooling right outside the wall, and it's a block wall underneath the ground there. And on the inside you can see it's just saturated the block. And that vent was closed. I'll get a piece of screening just to make sure no critters get in there, but the vent should be open. All but one is now, and that's the one under the deck. And I will get an extension for that piece of tubing there and bring it out probably around the front of that pad. This is the foundation wall underneath the hot water heater room, and it's been 5 to 6 weeks, and it is just now about dried out, but it's in much better shape. The joists have been brushed, and 2 coats of a rosin with a mildewcide in it. This was the part that, if this house were to be inspected, the inspector would probably say these had to be replaced as well as the floor. But in my judgment, they don't have to be replaced. This power vent system, this is one of 2. We'll make sure this crawl space stays much drier. And this is the time of year, end of September, when the humidity drops. So I'll replace this insulation. Now, the rest of the basement, or the crawl space, this is probably about an 8 by 12 or 8 by 13 that I'm sitting under. I'll replace that insulation. But the rest, and this is the critical part. The other things are the critical part. The rest of the crawl space is not critical in my judgment. I will, if there were a sale, it would have to be, the insulation would have to be replaced, and the mildewcide applied, insulation pulled out, mildewcide applied, and new insulation put in. But this is much better. And one last thing, when you treat a porous surface like drywall or wood of mildew, the staining will remain, but the active growth will be dead, and the vent system takes out any airborne spores. So staining does not necessarily indicate a problem if it has been treated, as this has.